So the first measure of performance is cost and benefit. Everyone wants to talk about cost. So let's get that out of the way first up. And I want to thank Greg Katz from Capital E for lending me these slides. But if you buy his book, Reading the Built Environment, you will find this out. It turns out that he's done studies from 2000 to last year when the book was published on the cost of green building. And he studied a whole bunch of buildings. On average, he's finding that there's a 2% added cost for a green building. That's on average over a whole bunch of buildings. And then he looked at a 2007 opinion survey from the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, and the public perception is that there's a 17% added cost for green buildings. So the perception and the actual are very different. So let's just assume for a minute that there's a 2% added cost. Let's just assume. Now we go to the health gains from improved indoor air quality. And at the bottom here are a whole bunch of studies that he looked at, and he broke them down into increased outside air. So if we said increased outside air, there's an 87% reduction in flu in a building from this one particular study. 67% reduction in sick building syndrome from another study, and you can go on down the list. And then we get to individual control for task air, and you can get 23 or 20% reduction in headaches based on some other study. And if we do moisture control, 72% reduction in asthma based on moisture control and 15% reduction in colds. And here's the part that I'm particularly passionate about, is pollutant source control, keeping the chemicals out of buildings, which is something I'm going to touch on in a few minutes. If we can reduce the pollutant source in buildings, we've got an 85% reduction in colds, 61% in asthma and allergies, etc. And these are all different studies. Average is 41% reduction in illnesses in buildings. So 2% added increased cost, if that's true, on average, and we're getting significant reduction in health impacts based on some of the things that we can do in buildings.